Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Science View's 18th Annual School Science Conference. Here to introduce Science for the World are the Chairman of Science View, Kimberly Gilmour, Consultant Clinical Scientist in Immunology, and Stuart Adams, Principal Clinical Scientist, both from Great Ormond Street Hospital for Children, NHS Foundation Trust.
Thank you all for joining us. As you can see, we're in the lab at Great Ormond Street Hospital. We're usually masked to be compliant with COVID rules, but so that you can see and understand us, Stuart and I will try and socially distance and be unmasked for this short introduction. I want to thank you all for joining us for Science for the World. We chose the theme Science for the World because we saw the first major global pandemic since 1918. And I think every single person on the planet of Earth has been affected by this. And Science for the World really helps bring out some of those themes. In addition, because we are doing this online this year, we've been able to have speakers from around the world. So if you think about big world questions, not only do we have COVID, from COVID we have things like vaccine availability, equity of vaccines. We also have issues that have always existed. Healthcare in the United States, healthcare in the United Kingdom, but healthcare in the less developed world. What is healthcare like in Ethiopia or India, particularly at the moment as they're being hit very badly by COVID? We have issues about food supply. Is there enough food for the world? And as everyone is aware, with the climate summit happening in November, the issues of global warming and the environment are incredibly crucial. An iceberg vanished this week. It just fell apart into so little pieces that we can't track it anymore. Global warming is a significant threat to all of us. So we're hoping that you'll learn lots about science for this, but in particular, you'll learn about careers in science and potentially consider a career in science as the future and what you might want to do to help solve these problems.
Yeah. So thank you for joining us. It's all about you today. It's all about you getting something out of our day. But from our part, we cannot run this event year after year without our sponsors. So I'm going to say a big thank you to our three gold sponsors, the Menarini Pharmaceutica Internationale, CA Redfern, and Dr. Zegan. And of course, our silver sponsors, SFAN, Great Ormond Street Hospital, and Philip King, who are perennial sponsors of this event. And without them, we can't run this event. So a massive thank you to all of them for helping us out. I also want to say thank you to all our wonderful volunteers, all of our people who are interacting with the sessions today, and especially those who helped to set this event up. So Sharon, our events organiser, has done a fabulous job, and this year has been tougher than any, I think. Paul Hampson at the University of Westminster, who's hosting this event and making it possible for us. Nick and Sue and Manfred, who have run this event since year dot with us. Of course, the Royal College Pathologists with Penny and her team, and you'll be involved with their RC Path workshop later. The Association of Clinical Biochemistry, STEM, and all of the volunteers today. We thank you all because this event can't take place without your goodwill and your efforts.
We'd also like to thank all of our speakers. And this year we have a truly international lineup of speakers. We have Dr. Vanessa Parada talking about whale snot, drones, and steam. We have Pinky Mokwena talking about disciplines and connections. She's from South Africa, Vanessa's from Australia, and from Egypt, we have Mahmoud Tariq Bashir talking about the fluidity of science careers today.
And then this afternoon, we've got two live speakers, which will allow you to ask questions of their talks. We have Professor Trudy Lang from the Nuffield Department of Medicine, and we have Dr. Sarah Pitt from the University of Brighton, who are going to give fascinating talks and will give you a chance to ask any questions you have of them.
Finally, before we start, there's a number of housekeeping issues we need to go through. You will note that you are muted and your microphone and video is currently off. For the wonderful schools doing presentations later on, they will have access to this, but for everyone else and for the rest of the sessions, you'll be muted and you won't be seen. So we need you to interact. So how are you going to interact? We're going to ask you to interact by raising your hand and or putting questions in the live chat box. And we will try and answer those questions throughout the day. And particularly for sessions, if you raise your hand, we'll try and identify people who have questions and answer them. All the sessions are being recorded and they'll be uploaded onto the scienceforyou.info website later on, so that if you miss something and want to go back or want to share it with your friends, you can.
And one thing we ask of you, if you can, please do fill out your evaluations at the end of today. There are very short ones that will be available on the day at the end of today, but then there are more comprehensive evaluations that you can do later online, and we really need you to complete these. And as such, we are actually going to provide prizes for those who complete the evaluations and get pulled out of the hat. Please do this. It helps us run the event next year and get sponsorship, so we really appreciate this. And one final comment, just thank you to all the schools that are here today and the teachers who have made the effort to get your schools to interact with us today. We really appreciate it. It's all about you.
We hope you have a wonderful day. Enjoy learning about science careers, science professions, what you can do in science, and thank you all for your attention.
Science for the World is presented in collaboration with University of Westminster, and we extend our thanks to Paul Hampson, Outreach Manager at University of Westminster, who's helped make the event possible. Here is Paul to say a few words.
And I'd like to extend a warm welcome to all our schools and participant speakers from the University of Westminster. And as Kimberly and Stuart have already said, it's an opportunity to find out about the many roles or careers that exist, but we don't tend to think about. So today you'll hear from a range of scientists that span a huge range of careers, and those that will help the NHS and other providers to give us the care and medicines that we need today. Given the current situation, there's never been a greater time or an interest to have in this field, and that one day you might be the next person to discover that all-important new vaccine or technique that could help us in the many situations that we face with. And also to remind you, it's also an exciting time to look forward to the future and to think about the types of courses that could be available to you if you pursue a career in science. So whether you want to be a biomedical scientist, a clinical scientist, a neuroscientist, a nutritionist, there are hundreds and hundreds of roles out there with all exciting careers, and I'm fairly all our speakers will give you an insight to some of those careers today. So please make the most of it. Hope you will learn as much as you can, and hope you learn something exciting, and hopefully you will be inspired to become the next super scientist going forward. Thank you very much and have a great day.
Thank you, Paul. Also this year, the conference is supported by STEM Learning. Here is Rhoda Quist, London STEM Ambassadors Coordinator for North London, to welcome you too.
Good morning, everyone. It's a great day to be at the conference, and thank you so much for joining. I'm really excited for today and to collaborate with Science for You. So yes, I am Rhoda Quist, STEM Ambassador Coordinator for the London Hub. So at STEM Learning, we run the STEM Ambassador Programme, and for those that don't know, STEM Learning is the largest provider of education and career support in STEM. So we are funded by the Department for Education, and we host a range of programmes to support young people to see and understand the world of STEM. So at STEM Learning in the London Hub, we run the STEM Ambassador Programme, where we have amazing volunteers who support young people to be ignited into STEM, some of who are taking part in the conference today. So for those that don't know, what is the STEM Ambassador Programme? So our STEM ambassadors are volunteers from a wide range of industries who support young people to see and understand careers in STEM. They range from 18 years old through to retirement, and a range of exciting careers in science, technology, engineering, and maths. So we are not for profit, and to actually have a STEM ambassador in your classroom, we do not charge, which is a great perk of our volunteers programme. So the STEM ambassador programme is national, so we have 19 hubs across England, just in case there's any schools that are not from London, especially with this virtual conference, which is really exciting. I think it's great to know that we operate across the UK. So we have 40,000 STEM ambassadors nationally and 3,000 STEM ambassadors in London. And as I mentioned, there's 19 hubs across England. And if you want me to put you in contact with a certain hub, I'm more than happy to do so. To actually engage with our STEM ambassadors, it's really simple. If you're a teacher or educator, you register on our website, www.stem.org.uk, and then you can actually add activity requests to our STEM Learning website to request a STEM ambassador to support you for free. And if you register as a teacher or educator, you are then subscribed to monthly newsletters, which showcases volunteering opportunities that our volunteers can support you with. There's opportunities with CPD support, and a wide range of competitions, bursaries that you can benefit from. And you also have the ability to advertise activities to our STEM ambassadors. So for example, you'll see a lot of exciting workshops happening today, career talks, etc. Those are all activities that you will be able to benefit from. And we have been working virtually since last year. So we've done a range of events such as Insight Weeks, virtual work experience, all linked to a variety of career professions. Thank you. So if you do want to find out how you can get in touch with our STEM ambassadors or benefit from the STEM ambassador programme, please do email the London Hub, which I have put on the slide. If you are not from London, again, I am also able to put you in contact with your necessary hub. But again, please do enjoy this Science for the World conference. I'm really excited for this and to see the great speakers. It has been a long time planning this, and it's so exciting to see it actually come to fruition. But that's it from me. Thank you so much and enjoy your day.
Thank you very much, Rhoda. That's much appreciated.